All right, let's just jump right in. Imagine this. For a solid 30 days, one researcher completely ignored every single shiny $20 a month AI tool out there. Instead, they just hammered away at Google's totally free AI arsenal. Why? Well, they wanted to answer one simple question. Does free still mean worse? And what they found? Well, it was not what they expected. And I'm quoting directly from their findings here. They said, expected trash got nukes. I mean, seriously, we're not talking about tools that are just kind of good for being free. We're talking about world-changingly powerful stuff, just hiding in plain sight. So this isn't some penny-pinching exercise. This is about uncovering a secret arsenal that lets you build apps, create videos, run entire marketing campaigns, all without spending a single dime. And really, that brings us to the big question we're tackling here. Can a completely free tech stack really run circles around the paid giants? I mean, we're always told you get what you pay for, right? But what if a bunch of free tools that all talk to each other could actually outperform a whole collection of expensive subscriptions that don't? Well, let's find out. Okay, so after that month-long deep dive, the experiment pinpointed 7 specific tools. Not just tools, though. The source literally calls them 7 free nukes that, when put together, create a complete stock for anyone who builds, markets, or creates stuff online. And here they are. Just take a second to look at this list. This is the whole arsenal. You've got AI Studio Build for whipping up apps in an instant. Then there's Google Opal, which people are already calling a Zapier killer for automation. You've got Notebook LM for turning research into video. And Pameli, which is like having your own AI marketing agency on call. And it just keeps going. Tools for images, studio quality audio, it's all here. But you know what's really wild? Look at that pro step-by-step column, the commands. We're talking 3 or 4 simple words to kick off these insanely powerful processes. It's ridiculous. Now, we don't have time to go deep on all 7 today, so we're going to spotlight 3 of the biggest game changers on this list, the ones that are all about building apps and creating pro-level marketing assets in literally seconds. First up, AI Studio Build. Now look, a lot of people who've touched AI Studio get kind of stuck in what's called the playground. But that's not where the magic is. The real power is hiding in plain sight, in the Build tab. This thing isn't just a place to test out prompts. It's a full-blown application engine. And the workflow is just mind-blowingly fast. You click Build, you give it a really detailed, feature-rich prompt, so not just build me a website, but more like build a landing page with a hero section, 3 feature blocks, and a dark mode theme. You then literally watch it render the code and the visual app right there on your screen in real time. And here's the best part. You just keep tweaking it with plain English. Then when you're happy, you export it straight to GitHub for free hosting. You can go from just an idea in your head to a live app on the internet in like 60 seconds. No code. Not. This quote from the source just nails it perfectly. If the button is too small, don't touch code, type, make the CTA button larger, and add a smooth hover effect. This is the core idea, what the researcher calls vibe coding. You don't have to be a developer. You just have to know what you want. It's like you're a creative director, telling the AI to nudge things around until the vibe is just right. Your intuition, that's the interface. All right, let's move on to the next one. This is Google Opal. It's still an experimental project, but it's already got this nickname, the Zapier killer. And if you've ever had to fight with those expensive automation tools just to get your apps to talk to each other, you know this is a potential game changer. It's built to automate all your workflows for free. So it uses something called node-based logic, which sounds way more complicated than it is. Basically, you start with a pre-built flow from their gallery. Let's say you pick the trend analyzer. You can tweak it with a simple prompt. Then you get to the editor, and all you have to do is connect the nodes. You just drag a line from the yellow input node, that's where your data comes from, to the blue generate node. That's where the magic happens. You hit run, and the whole thing just goes. And check out this awesome pro tip from the source material. Instead of analyzing Google search trends, you can tell it in one sentence. Remix this to fetch data from YouTube instead. And just like that, you've got a content calendar based on what's blowing up on YouTube. It just shows you how crazy powerful that one little modification prompt really is. Okay, the last tool in our spotlight is Pameli. This is another beast coming out of Google's AI lab. And if you are just so tired of using the same old Canva templates as everybody else, this is the disruptor you've been waiting for. See, Pameli doesn't do generic templates. It uses what it calls your business DNA. And the process is just wild. Step 1, you literally just paste in your website's URL. That's it. It crawls your site and pulls out your brand's DNA, your colors, your fonts, your tone of voice, everything. Step 2, it presents you with this brand profile it created, and you just give it the thumbs up. And then, step 3, you launch an entire campaign with a simple command like create a 3-day flash sale campaign for Instagram. And bam, it generates a whole set of cohesive posts, all perfectly formatted for Reels, Stories, and your grid, all using your actual brand style. So, okay, we've seen some seriously powerful tools, but that still leaves the big question. Why? Why does this free stack actually perform better than a bunch of expensive paid tools? What's the secret sauce here? Well, it all comes down to one core insight. The answer is this concept called integration density. It sounds technical, but it just means how seamlessly and frictionlessly all the tools in one ecosystem connect. Think about it. When you build an app in AI Studio, it already knows how to access your Google Drive. When you run an automation in Opal, it can write straight into a Google Sheet. There are no connectors to set up, no third-party services you have to pay for. Everything just works together, right out of the box. This slide really lays it all out. On one side, you have the paid tools. Their big selling point is enterprise security. And hey, that's super important if you're a massive corporation with complex compliance rules. But what the source argues is that for like 99% of us, the marketers, creators, and builders, the zero-friction ecosystem you get with Google's free stack is way, way more valuable. Speed and seamless integration will beat a walled garden pretty much every single time. So we've seen the arsenal, and we get the secret behind its power. Now the spotlight shifts over to you. It's your turn to build. And to help you get going, let's cover a couple of quick tips. Here are a few quick fixes for some common roadblocks you might hit. Freaking out about free hosting for that app you just built? Don't. Just use the GitHub Pages export right inside AI Studio. Is your OpenFlow not working? 9 times out of 10, it's because you forgot to connect the yellow input node to the blue generate node. So just double check that connection. And what about custom audio? Yep, in Notebook LM, you can actually go into its Customize menu and select the tone you want, like warm or professional, to change the voice. And that really brings us to the finish line. The big takeaway here is that the barrier to entry, the cost and complexity of creating really powerful, professional-grade stuff online, has just dropped to basically zero. The tools are here, they are completely free, and you can access them right now. So the only question left to ask is, what are you going to build?